Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. You are looking at a Polaris Explorer. I'm not exactly sure what it is, a 250 or a 400, and I don't know. Let me show you a little closer detail. Some of you guys might be able to tell. That jug looks like a 250, not 400. Doesn't help much showing you compared to my hands. I'm going to call it a 250. Let's assume it's a 250. Anyway, I want to get it out of the weather, drag it into the garage or up to the carport, and make a decision on this thing. Is it going to be fixable or not? Who knows? Maybe Harvey's lucky. The reason why I'm using the word lucky when it comes to bringing this thing back to life is the person I got this quad from, Stanwood Studios, knew nothing about it. The person he got it from knew nothing about it, and I got the idea that that person got it from knew nothing about it. So the last 3 owners did nothing with it. And I gotta tell you, this is one stinking machine. It's got the worst fuel in it in the world. I mean, just standing here, it smells like, you know, a male goat. It just stinks. So, in the springtime, by the way. Anyway, let's get it dragged up and see what we can't do with it. Somebody, obviously, I think they boogered around with it. I'm not sure they come with these Briggs & Stratton handles. You guys can tell me. It's a shame these covers are missing and the decals are missing. Guess they don't stay on everything. Anyway, let's get it rolling. I spent a few minutes looking it over and I couldn't find the VIN number, but I did find 391 on the shock absorbers, on some of the stickers, and so forth. So I'm going to assume it was built somewhere around 1991. Let's pull the seat off and spend a few minutes kind of looking things over. It appears as if the plastic is loose. So somebody was working on this thing. Right, somebody was in here first. That always scares me a little bit because I wonder what kind of horrible things have been done to this thing. I took the remainder of the loose plastic off the headlight, the gas tanks around, and we had our first piece of luck. Not only is the ignition intact, but it came with 2 keys. You gotta love that. There's oil in the container, right? You can see the oil line. And the gasoline in here smells like a small rodent climbed in and died. They were messing with the fuel line, obviously, right? And if you take a look in the trunk, you'll find the fuel shut-off valve removed. It looks like they went direct drive. Not quite sure what that goes to. Well, here we are. I think just the wiring looks intact, completely intact, and the key is there. So I think I'm going to put a battery to it, see what it does. I think think I've already pulled the string for you guys. Let me just double check myself. It seems to have compression. So one of the other scary things I noted is this cover. Right, I don't know if they only loosened bolts that they had to loosen. I mean, not. I think they're all loose, so I kind of have the feeling this thing might have a drive problem. Anyway, let me get a battery to it and see what it does. See what the ignition system looks like. So I'm going to go step by step with this, just to because that's what everyone should do. By the way, the tail light is off to the side. Maybe that could help figure out what year it is. The throttle is not moving, so if you put the jump pack on and turn the key on, right, I get a neutral light here, and it looks like it's lit up here. So my assumption is it should turn, and we got nothing. And I don't hear any clicking. That's the starter relay. So I'm going to look at that, or actually I'll bypass it. I assume, and I'm assuming because I don't know, I assume if I have a neutral light, if this thing should be ready to spark. I also fooled around with the gear shifter, and I'll go back over there and check it some more, but it didn't seem to want to shift. It seemed locked up. So this thing might have a dead tranny. That would be not good. Bringing these back to life, it's kind of like one trick after the next. The starting relay is no good, so I have one jump pack jumping the battery for the purposes of the neutral light, and this jump pack is going to do the starter. So obviously the starter goes around. I'm going to shoot some pre-mixing here, and maybe we're gonna be lucky and it's gonna go ying ding ding ding. Okay, let's see what happens. So I've got my neutral light on. This is centered, which kind of messes with the neutral light also. This is that 40-to-1 premix. So it's got premix in the carburetor. It started, yes. Let's give it another one of those. Smokes. A lot. One last time. Guys can see the smoke going by. So, I know I have spark. I know the engine appears to be intact. That carburetor is really sticky and nasty, so that's going to need some attention. But I want to give this transmission a sniff. It doesn't seem to want to shift. As I look at this more and more, I'm convinced this is only a 250. Anyway, so this puppy has the high, the low, the neutral. Obviously it's in neutral. And for reverse, nothing. neutral, high, and low. So yeah, it appears to be locked up. I'm going to spray these down with some rust breaker, but it not shifting also kind of goes along with them taking it apart and trying to get these bolts out. It's starting up and only running for a couple of seconds. Kind of goes along with the engine's probably fine, and what it might have died of is a transmission problem. So that would not be good. So I jacked it up so that I can turn the wheels a little bit, and I sprayed the heck out of this. And if you take a quick look, that's reverse, that's neutral. That should be high, but it still says it's in neutral. So that's what it looks like here. That's neutral. That should be high, but the neutral light stays on. The I don't have low working yet, but the transmission might be okay. I got to do some research. This carburetor is truly gummed up to beat the band. I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can't put my hot little hands on another one, perhaps an eBay carburetor. Also, as I'm kind of messing with this, hopefully my buddy Kevin is watching some of this and he could give me some two-cycle advice. And then get the gas tank off, wash it out, you know, stuff like that. I'm probably gonna initially fire this up. The gasoline I'm gonna use will be that 50-to-1. If the oil pump is working fine, it'll have way too much oil. If it's not working, at least it'll have that 40 or 50-to-1 in it. Anyway, at this point, I really don't see the death nail, right? I'm seeing this thing might just come back to life. So keep your fingers crossed. And in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Any advice, I would take it, please, because I have zero experience with Polaris machines. Obviously, I work on all-terrain vehicles, and a lot of the skill set you use to fix anything, whether you're fixing a car or a truck or whatever, an all-terrain vehicle, motorcycle, a lot of those skill sets are the same, but you know, these two-strokers are a different beast. Once again, feet down, heads up, get out there and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.